girls gone sports. Hey, girls gone sports. Show me you reppin' your team with Santina and Jeanine. Hey, girls gone sports. Hey, girls gone sports. We steady getting it hype. Hey, I know that you gonna like. You know it's poppin'. If it's a game, you know that we watchin'. We gonna talk football or basketball. All sports, come get involved. Hey, girls gone sports. Woo!
Welcome back to episode 55 of Girls Gone Sports Podcast. Girls Gone Sports. 5 and 5. Oh, I guess that means 110. I think that's the math.
5
50,
plus 5?
wait, 55 plus.
All I heard was 5 plus 5. I guess it's 1.
No, I meant 55 plus 55. That's 110. Yeah, because 55. Yeah. You know, I'm not a mathematician, guys. I'm not Albert.
We've said this in the past.
Well, hey, Santina.
Hey, Jeanine.
How are you?
How are you?
You know, I'm feeling celebratory. I'm feeling a celebration.
Oh, that's good.
wanna-
I'm feeling spirited.
I
don't know.
I like that. You want to know why I'm feeling a celebration?
Huh.
Because next week is Santina's birthday.
My 37th birthday is next week. It is.
Happy early birthday, Santina. What are you wishing for your birthday?
I can't say or it won't come true.
Well, if you could think of something that would please you on your birthday, what would it be?
Oh, that's a really hard question. Maybe like a purse.
Perfect.
Like a Coach purse.
Simple, doable.
Right.
A trip to Bora Bora.
Just a gift card.
For $20 cash. But speaking of cash money, if this is your first time joining us here on Girls Gone Sports Podcast, first of all, we would like to say thank you so much for joining with us today. If you are on YouTube, make sure you're not only liking the video, you're subscribing to our channel because, you know what, we're just two amazing girls that know something ish about sports. So you're not going to miss out by subscribing, and you're hitting that notification bell so you never, ever, ever miss an episode of Girls Gone Sports. Because Santina,
Yeah.
why would you want to?
There's literally no reason.
There literally is no.
Just do it.
Literally just do it, please. And if you are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you stream your podcast, we want to say thank you so much for joining here today. Now, Santina, we got some updates. We got some serious news. Looking in the camera, serious. We got some things to giggle about. And it's summer vibes. That's the vibe here on this week's episode is summer vibes. School's out for the summer. I think we should just get right into it and give the people what they want.
Okay, here we go. Buckle up. So, of course, we're starting with the update on the basketball finals, which right before we started recording, I'm like, oh, the finals are still
And we're in June.
And it's like August and they're still here. So we have the Thunder versus the Pacers as of 6 out of 10 series. It's 1-1, right? Wait,
out of today's date, 6:10.
Oh, yeah, duh. Oh, my God. As of today.
I'm not a mathematician. Santina is not a librarian.
I'm thinking about my birthday. As of today, the series is 1-1. The first game, the Pacers won just by 1 point at 2 seconds left in the game with a 2-pointer.
Hey,
That's
it was literally
exciting.
crazy. Like the Thunder was up, which I want them to win. What'd you say?
6 out of 10.
6/10 of a second.
We do it. 5 plus 5 is 110.
Right. So like you did it right for the shout. I really want the Pacers to win this because I want the Thunder to win. I know because they beat the Knicks, the Pacers. So I want Thunder to win. But it was crazy, Santina. Like you mentioned, they were up by 1 point. Literally like with 0 point like a what is that percentage? Like a third of a third of a second left. A threeth. Was like I don't know. A tripe. He got a 2-pointer and they literally won. Like that. Those kind of things make me mad as like a fan. I'm like, are you kidding me?
I'm like, this is where I chuck my phone across the room.
Yeah, I feel bad for the Thunder, but they came back. So we are 1-1, which is still proving it's anybody's game. Final score of the game was 111 Pacers to 110 Thunder.
I'm sorry, 6 out of 10. It clearly says June 10th.
You know what, Santina? We're two girls that know something ish about sports, and our brain is on vacay mode.
Right. Maybe Thunder was just like, okay, I'm going to let them have one.
Yeah, to like tease them a little bit.
Then they're going to win.
You know, that's very kind of you, though, like the humbling.
Yeah. It's just sometimes with the Pacers, too much yellow on the screen.
Like, I'm blind. I can't see.
I can't. Oh, my gosh. So I was at work, and somebody came in today, and they were wearing all Knicks gear, right? And
Tell me you said something.
Yeah, I said their name. I said, what happened to your Knicks? He literally said, oh, I just like the colors. I'm not a fan. I went, same.
Wait, but head to toe Knicks gear?
He had a jersey. He had a blue jacket, a hat. And I really couldn't tell if he was being sarcastic.
Like a blue Knicks jacket or just like a blue jacket?
It was just like a blue jacket, but he had like the blue Knicks jersey, you know, with the orange.
Yeah.
A Knicks hat. I
He's
really
lying.
couldn't tell if he was being sarcastic.
No one's gonna buy a jersey. Not
Yeah,
us.
He was like, no, honestly, I really don't like them. I'm more of, and I forgot the other team. He was like, but I really wish they would have won. I would like to see them. And I'm like, it was a weird interaction. But I'm like, I feel like I would have done something just because I like how it looks. But I'm like, you were really committed.
Maybe Santina. Maybe it was like the ghost of Nick Thibodeau. Like,
poor Tibbs.
Wait. Is his first name Nick? No.
Tom Thibodeau.
Do you love how I said?
What are we doing?
Do you love how I said Nick Thibodeau? Tom.
It
Sorry, I think that's somebody I graduated with.
It flows though,
right?
Yeah.
It's the ghost of Tom Thibodeau visiting you.
Yeah, but I'm like, okay, but I'm like, I would do the same thing.
Purple, pink.
Yeah, at that point, I would have just been like, okay, I'm just committed to the team, so let me act like I really like them.
And also, Santina, speaking of committing to a team, speaking of doing something that doesn't make sense,
yeah,
I need like a cricket, like a.
Yeah.
Well, he's not wearing green anymore because Aaron Rodgers, he has signed officially with the Pittsburgh Steelers after all the months of talk, the months of visiting, going back and forth. Is he going to the Giants? He's going to the Steelers. He officially is now a Steeler and signed a 1-year, $13.65 million contract with the Steelers franchise. Now, my dad is from Pittsburgh, so naturally, right, we root for the Steelers in the house. Mm-hmm. Not this year. I'm a Bills fan. I'm sorry, I'm both, but this year I'm Bills only. I'm not rooting for the Steelers.
Why? Like, honestly, it took you up until now. When was it? Sunday?
Yeah.
Just retire.
I think he was like their third option. He was like not.
And I feel like 13. Okay, coming like to like an average working person, $13.65 million is a lot. But I'm like, for him, just like being Aaron, I feel like it's less than what I thought he would have.
I'll play quarterback for a year.
Yeah.
I'll put the jersey on. I'll put the hat on.
He was probably like harassing the Steelers. Like, please, nobody wants me.
Please, I just
add me.
Add me. Just need to make some tips, please.
But how mad do you think the Steelers would be if he got hurt the first game like he did? And then he couldn't play.
He runs out like black and yellow, black, boom.
That'd be so embarrassing.
Steelers franchise, I promise we're not planning anything. Wing. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's like that was the speculation. Is he going? Is he not going? And it happened, very anticlimactic. And yeah, I'm a Bills fan through and through this year.
Yeah, we're going to touch very little on him, whatever. Hopefully the rest of the Steelers, it works out for them.
And what I think is cool, so Aaron Rodgers was on the Jets last year, right? Justin Fields was on the Steelers last year. They just swapped. They played tag team.
Wouldn't you laugh if the Jets went to the Super Bowl? After Aaron Rodgers got their coach fired, what was it, another manager?
It was Salah. Then it was somebody else.
And then now he's leaving. Like, how embarrassing. You did all that for what?
What would you do if they're like, yeah, Coach Tomlin has been released from the Steelers? That's it.
Yeah, I need his, like, the shot to his face of him just, like, cross-arm, just angry all the time.
Like on the sleigh.
I feel like they could be, like, winning, and he's still angry.
No, literally, that's just his. It's literally all his face. RBF. Yeah, if the Jets went to the Super Bowl, I would not believe it. I'd be like, you cheated, because how are you gonna? Right. How are you gonna be the Bills? They're bad. Honestly, what are you hoping for the Santina this upcoming football season? Like teams that in the past that have not generally had a good run and maybe have gotten some draft picks like Jets,
my
Bears.
Jaguars?
Well, remember this year you guys are really going far. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Okay, I think I'd like to see the Bears go because my dad he's a forever committed Bears fan, and every year he says, we're going to Super Bowl. But then, like, they're, like, the first draft pick and the first round pick in the next draft. So I'm hoping they get pretty far. I just feel like, wasn't it Justin Fields? Was it his first season?
Justin Fields, was on the Bears.
You know, he came out number 18. The nails were painted these fun designs each game. I think they deserve to win. They deserve something.
We'll see what happens. I thought last year was cool how the Lions were awesome last year. That was really good to see. It was funny how people thought that the Vikings were going to go. Remember how, like, they won, like, they were undefeated for a while and then they lost? And then, that happened with the Chiefs. They also lost the game. Thank you to the Bills. So it's going to be an interesting year. Definitely as we are approaching, summer, we're going to have lots and lots of updates, especially a lot of teams have started their mini camps. One of our favorites.
I would not be at that. I'm sorry.
The voluntary one?
Both at this point.
The mandatory. Okay, Aaron Rodgers.
Like, no, I'm not
going
going.
to Egypt, Santina?
Not with Aaron, but I go by myself.
Well, speaking of, like, organized team activity, OTA, right? The non-contact time for teams, Santina, we had some drama go down with the New York Giants.
There was some drama. I don't know if they were just excited. They didn't know how to act.
Nervous.
Maybe nervous. Maybe someone said something in the group chat. But some of the players got into a little tussle, which had punches, helmets being thrown.
Which is, like, crazy to me because, as you know, like, OTAs, they're meant to be non-contact drills. Like, this is, like, meant for non-contact.
Yeah.
Right? But the fact that we had punches thrown and helmets were being tossed. So a player for the Giants, Brian Burns, he, like, so basically he excused the behavior that happened between him and James Hudson, saying that it was due to the heat. And because the weather was about 90 degrees, they got into a tussle and were shoving each other. And that was the excuse of why. Which, I mean, like, I could see, like, the heat can make you do some crazy things. But let's save the push-in for, when it's a team that we're playing against.
Non-contact.
It's supposed to be, like, maybe we're playing bingo together. We're
Bowling.
Bowling. The fact they were pushing and shoving. And then it happened again, Santina, the very next day with another Thibodeau, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Jermaine Elumenor, French. I hope I'm saying his last name wrong or right. Jermaine E. Santina.
Same.
What happened between him and Kayvon?
It started and, they were exchanging some words, arguing, and then Kayvon threw a swing. I didn't know we were boxing. But then everything was settled. Players say it's normal to fight because of the heat, and it just adds to it. But it's like a swing. I understand, like, a shove, but now, like,
The fact that we're getting the fist out, like
next, like, a cleat to the shin. I don't know.
a cleat, Gatorade on the head. I don't know. But they all said, like, at the end of the day, like, they're all family and they love each other. Just argue and put. I'm like, let's not. I don't want to get into that habit now because what happens when you're on the field and get into a real fight and they get kicked out of the game?
My favorite, I don't know why, I think it's so funny when a team's doing bad and then they start arguing amongst each other. Like, and everybody can hear them.
And right on the mic.
Yes.
God.
Like, why would you do that?
Let's just save the arguments maybe for a group chat or
Who's getting kicked out?
who's getting kicked out.
Who's getting kicked out?
But yeah, I can't believe that happened. There's drama. There's Aaron Rodgers coming to the Steelers. Santina, I think it's time for us to have some light, something love.
Yes.
Some kind of players. I know this is our cutie of the week, but I feel like we need, like, this, like, romance. Summertime. Now, Santina and I came up with a game, right? It's
Yes.
summertime. It's getting warm. We're calling it Players Paradise. Players Paradise. Now, there's a TV show out right now called Love Island, which Santina and I love Love Island. And basically, Santina, how do we explain it maybe in a short version to our viewers or listeners at home?
It's really just, well, there's a UK and there's a US. We watched the US one, and it's just a bunch of singles who come in and then you really test your love.
Connection. Yeah,
your
your
connection, because sometimes what they call bombshells come in, which are two new islanders who can either spark a connection with somebody who's already in a couple, and really you just kind of you want to find your person in there.
Yes.
And then at the end, if you're that couple that wins, it's $50,000, I think.
I'll go on the show.
Yeah, I'll fake it.
It's basically like The Bachelor, but everyone has a person to connect with, and they're constantly bringing in new people.
But then it also has the drama of the giants, like what we just discussed.
Right, there's the
It's so
tussling,
good.
there's the words, the friendship.
good.
And we and
Yeah.
Santina love it so much, so we thought it'd be fun to play Players Paradise. Now, we have designated roles. Santina, we have our first love interest, right? Who's
Yes.
going to be our first love interest on the show? Who is going to be our best friend, right? Everyone needs one. Who's going to be our jealous ex?
Right.
Who's going to be the person? Who's going to be the athlete? Right? What do I call her? A sports player?
Yeah, she kept saying sports player. I went, you mean athlete?
Who's going to be the one that we end up with? We're basically making our own reality TV show, kind of like how we made a sleigh before for Christmas.
Yeah, because, we always, it's maybe would you rather?
Right.
It's just fun like that. But I enjoyed the game.
I'm excited.
making my little
Santina,
thing.
why don't you tell people who is going to be each role on our show called Players Paradise?
Okay, so for my group of sports players, my first love would obviously have to be Travis Kelce. Even though,
that's cute.
but in the game, he wouldn't be with Taylor.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And then my best friend would be Mike Tyson for protection.
Right.
Because if anybody tried to do something, he could beat them up.
Right.
I'm trying to think to protect myself.
Right.
And he's just a sweet guy.
Yeah.
And then my jealous ex. So I was going back and forth on this. I chose LeBron James. I just feel like he's just very problematic. Everyone always has an issue with him. And I'm like, you know what? He would be the perfect. He
jealous.
would try to stir up some drama. He'd be like, well, then did you see Santina with Mike Tyson? I'm like, what do you
That's
mean?
literally my friend.
Yeah, LeBron would talk to Travis and try to make Travis turn against Mike.
Right.
But then, plot twist, the person I end up with is John Cena. Just because he could do everything. He's an actor. He's a professional wrestler. He's funny. He would never try to outshine me with an outfit because he would just have his jorts and some kind of random t-shirt.
Interesting.
And I just think he would be fun.
And Santina, I love those picks because somehow your storyline on Players Paradise lines up with my storyline.
It does.
So let me tell you. So
I'm ready.
my first love I picked would be Joe Burrow because, I get to the show, right? I'm on the island. I'm blinded by his beauty. I'm like, this is the cutest guy ever. So I feel like I would pick Joe Burrow. Now, my best friend, I picked Shaq. Because
so
he's
good.
I think he's like a such a girl dad. He's
Yeah.
funny. He's smart. He's witty. He's protective, and I feel like all of that in a best friend on the show. Like you just want that, like someone to hold you down.
I like that.
And I think he's really tall, so he'd give me a hug when I
I
needed
think
the
him
most.
and Mike would get along.
Yeah, it's like we'd be like a good friendship circle.
Yeah.
And then my jealous ex is John Cena. Interesting. Which it was going to be Travis at first, but I'm like, John Cena, I could see him getting mad. The jorts seeing me maybe with Joe Burrow and then going
I can see that.
smirking and then that wasn't me coughing, that was me trying to do like a laugh. He would smirk and turn away and I think he'd get mad. So that's my jealous ex.
Wow.
Now the person I end up with is Josh Allen. I feel like deep down he's sweet. He's kind. He's funny. He's a good guy. So it's the beginning, Joe Burrow, I was blinded by the cuteness of him. But Josh, he has the personality and the look. So that's who I would choose and ultimately end up with on Players Paradise.
I really like your roster. I
Thank
think
you.
if we were on there together, it would blend perfectly.
Right.
Now, I'm going to throw a little curveball.
Oh?
Who would your one bombshell be?
This new person has entered the villa.
Yeah, where it's tomorrow night, prepare for a new bombshell.
I'm trying to think of like a pretty boy.
Okay, I have one.
I want you to go first and then I'll go.
Okay, hear me out. If anybody watches wrestling, I think it would be Dominic Mysterio.
Yes.
He's problematic. He's all over the place.
Yes.
I just think he would stir up some drama,
I
which
think
is
so.
also my favorite part of the show because I'm like, I don't want that to happen. But sometimes when it's
drama,
yeah, when it's too lovey-dovey, I'm like, okay, boring. Like, next person.
And now that you said that, I feel like I have my bombshell. So the person that I feel like would surprise us entering the villa is Juan Soto. Because like you said, bringing the drama, right? Leaving the Yankees.
that.
I feel like, and he would like demand like the best room, aka a suite. So I feel like Juan Soto would be my bombshell.
That's a good one. Okay, and then real fast, we have the host on Love Island as Ariana Madix from
Right.
Vanderpump Rules. But who would your host be? Now, does it have to be an athlete or can it be any famous person?
Maybe one athlete, one famous person, because it is Players Paradise. Now,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think who would be a great, not role model, host would be Travis Kelce because he's funny, he's witty, he's kind, he's a great smile.
I like
Who would
that.
who would yours be?
Mine would be The Rock.
Yes, he'd be like, now guys, tonight's the night, someone's going home.
And he would be constantly just look sweaty, but I don't know
Yep.
if it's oil or pouring water. And I feel like he would be quick with the comebacks.
Yep.
And I like how and I don't think he'd be afraid to call people out.
No,
Yeah.
because he's The Rock. Mm-hmm. I love this. Players Paradise. Hold on. Players Paradise, our reality romance TV show with some of our favorites.
Flavors?
favorite athletes. Now, Santina, speaking of favorite, it is time. And speaking of romance and love, for one of our favorite topics.
Yes.
What's that word? I'm grasping for air. Sections of the show. Segments. Thank you. Segments. I need like a dictionary in front of me always. Is Cutie of the week. Cutie of the week. Now, Santina, Cutie of the week, right? We picked someone that jumped out at us this week, and we're giving them the title of Cutie of the week.
Yes.
Who is your cutie of the week?
So my cutie of the week is not anyone we've discussed
That's fine.
this episode. I chose Derek Jeter as my cutie of the
Oh my
week.
gosh.
Just because
Yeah.
since my birthday's next week, his is on June 26th. I'm like, oh, we're June twins. So I'm like,
That's
let me
your
give
man.
him my cutie of
That
the
is
week.
your man.
And he's very successful in what he does. Now he's
Right.
retired.
Thank you, sir. Why did guys? This is gonna sound bad. I think like last year I thought that like Derek Jeter like died, like he was just like a famous, like in like the 70s.
There are some like celebrities. I'm like, oh, they're still alive. Like, I swear.
Ringo Starr, he's still alive from the Beatles.
Ringo Starr. He's my cutie of the week.
Oh, Ringo.
Jeanine, who is your cutie of the week?
So my cutie of the week, right? It's someone that we mentioned, but not someone that we dived into. My cutie of the week, ready, is Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Because it is summertime. You know, he is just summer vibes. He loves to be in like shows that or movies that are in the jungle, like Jumanji and etc.
And others.
and others. Check his IMDb or that movie page.
Whatever
But he's
it is.
just a great guy. And you know what? Because we didn't dive deep really into too many players, he deserves my cue of the week for that smile of his.
I really, really like that he does it all, just like
Yes.
John Cena.
He really does. And Santina, now for our audience members, right?
Yes.
It is summertime. So as of today is the 6/10.
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. These next few weeks, right? Santina is gonna be in a wedding. She's not gonna be married. Not yet.
Not yet.
Santina is going to be in a wedding. Hope that's okay. I'm sharing that with our
that's fine.
audience. I'm gonna be at the wedding, right? So Santina has a big role as maid of honor.
Yes,
AKA
one
she
of
gets
the
to
maids.
she gets to hold a football down the aisle. So next week, right, Girls Gone Sports, we will not be meeting, and then I will be going on my summer vacay. So Girls Gone Sports, we are going to be taking our summer vacay break. Now, don't fret, right? We are not disbanding. Or the band is not breaking up. We are taking our summer vacay, right? And then we will be back in July, ready to give you deets on the training camps for different football, who won the championship, even though it'll be like weeks post.
And because basketball's going to go on until August. They're going to be like, okay.
And we'll be back for that. And we'll be able to talk about baseball and all great things and summer activities. So, Santina, this is a time for us to recharge our sports brain, our sports battery, and enjoy life's moments.
I like that.
It's going to be good. But if you're itching, maybe you really want to hear a topic from Girls Gone Sports mentioned when we come back from our summer break, literally, Santina, what are they waiting for?
Nothing.
Sorry. Just get up. Come on.
Just do it.
Santina, you can find us where? We're on Instagram.
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
Yes.
Still on TikTok.
Still on TikTok for now.
Then there's Spotify, Apple Music. What else am I missing?
We're everywhere.
Yeah,
and Santina, on YouTube, if they're going to be on YouTube, like, show us the support. What can they do? They can like the video.
Like it, share it. Hit the notification bell and subscribe.
Please, 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 please.
No copyright.
No copyright to Brit, I'm sorry. And yeah, please make sure you're hitting that notification bell because you want to be here when we come back from our little summer vacay, because Santina, why would they want to miss an episode of Girls Gone Sports?
There's no reason.
There literally is no reason. So, school's out for the summer. Woo! We will see you in a few weeks for episode 56 with a nice golden tan and updates here on Girls Gone Sports Podcast.
Girls, they wanna have fun.